Number 2. Luce and Amity from the Owl House. Okay, I have a terrible confession to make. I've never actually seen the Owl House. Whoa, hold on, I can explain. I actually came across this shit through my YouTube recommendations. At first it was like, you know, little AMVs and little fan art, which was pretty cute. And then I was given a spoiler video where the thumbnail was this picture. Even though it was a spoiler, I was so excited to learn that this shit was canon, so I watched the little video recommended. I then found a useful video where there was a Lumity compilation in chronological order, and I just thought these two were so cute together. In fact, these two were my number 1 LGBT ship for quite some time, until I saw my number 1 choice. Sorry! These two were your usual teenage girls who clearly had a crush on one another, and it's so sweet for them to experience that. I get the impression as well that this is their first proper relationship because they were always so excited to admit they were girlfriends, and they would get so protective over each other as well. It's not a bad thing, I just think it's cute. And it's normal. I did learn eventually that Amity was a bully towards Luce and her friends at the beginning, so I watched that compilation as well. Personally, I was bullied in school for quite a very long time, but ironically, one of my favourite romance tropes is when the bully falls for their victim, or enemies to lovers if you will. I know it's rare in animation, and I know it's rarer in real life, but I thought the way this was written, with Amity being the bully and just sort of opening up of what's really going on, I thought that was written so well. It showed us why Amity was being the bully and what she was going through at the time to become this person that she wasn't. But Luce was the reason why Amity was allowed to be herself, sort of let herself out, and Amity started to like Luce for that. At the same time, I just feel like it explains why Amity is such a supportive girlfriend towards Luce. One of my favourite examples, which I must admit is a bit personal now, when Luce admitted to Amity that during that time she was actually grieving for her dad because unfortunately he passed away and it was the anniversary of his death. Amity really wanted to help with that grief by doing something in his memory. I did see the compilation of season 3 clips where they actually grow up together, and that was very cute as well. They're still so supportive of each other, their chemistry is still holding strong, even with the amount of rubbish that they were going through at the time. It was so sweet that they were able to support each other and still love each other after all these years. I mean, you could see from probably 65 million miles away that how much they love each other. Now, before I talk about my number 1 ship, I would like to share some honourable mentions. Charlie and Vaggie from Has Been Hotel. These two were canon from the get-go and their chemistry is just so sweet. What I would really like to see from these two is their backstory on how they became a couple. I mean, yeah, we did get that flashback on how they met, but I kind of want to know a little bit more. How did they become friends? What chemistry made their love blossom? Did they ever go on a date at all? You know, those little details. Yeah, I am kind of a sucker for those kind of backstories as well. I just love romantic backstories on how these two people became a couple, and it's another favourite romantic trope of mine. Professor Venomous and Lord Boxman from OKKO. I'm not always a fan of like villainous ships because for me they don't always work. Well, just because they don't work or they don't work. But these two did have the potential chemistry. You could see them making an effort on 2 different sides, even when they had different opinions and disagreed on each other because they thought they were right. But when they actually and properly talk out, they actually make a cute couple. Again, I saw a compilation of these two and I saw how their relationship ended up. And I'm also happy that they too tied the knot. But Boxman's final words made me question the ship, and that's not fair. But yes, based on what I've seen, those two definitely had a potential romance. Even if it's canon. Marceline and Princess Bubblegum, and Marshall Lee and Gary Prince from the Adventure Time series. Growing up in 6th form, Adventure Time was the most talked about cartoon in both real life and on the web. Even though I wasn't really interested at the time, I heard loads of good things about it. I was pleasantly surprised to learn that Marceline and Bubblegum became a couple by the end of the series, so of course I had to look them up. I did feel bad that they broke up because Bubblegum was so focused on her work and that their relationship deteriorated, but I'm also pleased that they gradually made up and got back together at the end. end. Then I heard about Fiona and Cake. I did have a little bit of a nosy just to see what it was all about, and oh my gosh, don't get me started on Marshall, Lee and Gary. The way they interacted with each other was so cute. Personally, I think they should have made the series a little bit longer. I mean, yeah, both Marshall, Lee and Gary had their differences, but they both supported each other on that. Even my best friend in real life once said to me, "It's our differences that make us even closer." In this context, she's totally right. But at the same time, I think I really ought to watch the series just to understand them a bit more and understand why they make such a cute ship. Because I overheard their adventure time is deeper than you think. Number 1. Okay, for my number 1 choice, I was not expecting to ship them this hard. In fact, I was not expecting to ship them full stop. And I know this is cheating because at this time of recording they're not canon. Yet. I overheard they are meant to be canon soon, and I really can't wait for that. Of course, I am talking about Husk and Angel Dust from Has Been Hotel. How the heck did you lot make me ship them to? Well, I know why, but I can explain on that. Back in 2019 when the pilot aired on YouTube, and it's still there by the way, I did not ship these two at all. From where I was standing, Angel Dust was flirting with Husk so he could sleep with him and nothing else. Luckily Husk wasn't buying it and told Angel about 65 million times no. I was also very surprised on how many people shipped them at the time, and I still wondered why. I did find out years later that there were official Twitter accounts on where they posted photos and comments, and it was all meant to be part of the canon story, but as I personally don't use Twitter, or X, myself, I didn't know anything about it. So, getting around to watching season 1, Angel was still flirting with Husk and many other boys just for a chance for a one-night stand, which to me spells no chemistry, and from where I was standing I don't think Husk liked Angel at all. Only because he was able to tell that Angel was acting as his persona the whole time, and I don't think he cared why. We did learn the harsh truth why, but I won't say it, don't worry, I won't say it. And then came episode 4, where not only they actually started properly talking, but they actually ended up arguing quite a bit. At first I was pleased they were doing that because I didn't ship them, but looking back I feel like this was actually what they needed. They were both going through some rough times without each other knowing. And then, near the end of the episode, Husk says the magic words and Angel breaks down. He finally admits to Husk what he was going through and why he does what he does. Also, can I just say, I love this reaction of Husk. He looks sad and he looks guilty because he understands in a different context what Angel is going through, and he feels bad for lashing out at him. This also makes Husk open up as well, admitting that he's going through a similar thing because he sold his soul to Alistair. But then we get Loser Baby! Oh my gosh, it's delicious. Finally, some flippin' good falling in love music. I say that because for me, it's mainly because when the good and classic Disney films were around, these songs were just sort of like, oh yeah, the ship is already canon, we want you to ship them, and we're gonna make this song to make you ship them, and we're gonna make them fall in love with each other as well, so there. But for Loser Baby, it didn't do that for me, and I see that as a good thing. For me, the song was like, oh, it's fine, it's just two guys just talking about their problems, there's nothing to see here. Much. Probably. But you can ship them, it's fine, you know, just let them talk, just let them talk. At first I felt like the song was meant to be a little cheering up song, but when Angel joins in, you can see the chemistry unfold. I mean, take a look at that little dance here. I literally squealed when I first saw that because I thought it was just so romantic. I had to watch it again after that. I love the little message behind the song as well, of both guys admitting they messed up, but as long as they had each other, things might not be as bad as they seem. Also, is it just me, or does the definition of baby change throughout the whole song? When Husk first sings it, to me it feels like he's just teasing Angel, but near the end it feels like he actually meant it. Oh, and speaking of the end, this little sequence here is my favourite in the whole song. They're both relaxed, they're both comfortable with each other, and they're enjoying each other's company. Also, I swear they started to like each other here. Their faces and body language say it all. Even though they did start bonding at the end of the episode as well, and they didn't get much screen time in future episodes as we all kinda hoped, there are like little details around the ship as well. Like for example, in episode 5, Husk made a drink for Mimsy, but he also made one for Angel despite the fact he never asked. And Angel's smile in episode 6 when he gave Husk a shot? That's so cute. But yes, I did overhear that this ship is meant to be canon through a slow burn romance. I love the sound of that. and I hope it's going to be soon. I have been thinking of quite a few possibilities on how this will become canon, and I'm really excited for that to happen, whether it's next season or whenever really. And there you have it. Those are my top 4 LGBT ships with a few little extras. Like I said, if you didn't see your favourite ship on this list and it's LGBT related, please leave a comment. It is likely that I probably haven't heard of them, but please share them. Share the love, am I right? So I don't know how much is left of Pride Month at the moment. I just hope I'll edit this and upload it in time for that as well. I don't even know. But I hope you lot make the best of it. And I hope you're all having a wonderful time as well. Hopefully I will chat to you guys later. See you soon! Bye!